Hi, everybody. Coach Kim here. We are talking about scope of practice a little bit, but I'm giving you a case study today on a few ways to look at this. How to stay within our scope of practice for nutrition, but also passive income as we move forward into our digital age and we talk about ourselves as coaches and all of the different services that we bring that allow us to influence with integrity. So let's do a quick get into the case study of spice. Let me share. Hold on here. That does not want to go up. Are we there? Are we there? Aha! Just wasn't loading properly. Okay, now let's share it. Now we should be good. If I can click on the button, we got it. Okay, here we are. Let's present this. Spice up your scope. As we all know, trust comes from people believing what we're saying, backing up our knowledge, understanding where our knowledge base may or may not end, and then how to work within that knowledge base and still provide services. Nutrition has always been a challenge and probably always will be a challenge for many people that are in the fitness professional space. So let's look at Spice Up Your Scope, an epic real world case study with the brand Epicure. There's quite a few brands we can go over. We'll look at two other ones, including Epicure's brand, that can allow you as a fitness professional to look at how to talk, educate, work within your scope of practice with nutrition, food, and maybe make a little bit of passive income from our coaching aspect as well. So let's look at how to ethically integrate culinary products. I would like to focus on culinary convenience. Culinary and convenience. This workshop uses Epicure as a live case study to explore where your scope starts and stops, how to talk about food products legally and ethically, disclosure rules for commissions and affiliate links, and creative ways to boost clients' food skills without becoming a nutritionist. We're science tables. Learning objectives. This scope. Define culinary coaches versus nutrition prescription using real product line. Identify common scope slip-ups with cooking tools, spices, meal kits, wellness parties, all those type of things. We used to have those all the time. Draft clear disclosure statements to build trust with your clients. Do you do disclosure statements? That's a really good question. Practice scope checking any food product or partnerships. How do I know if I'm going to partner with somebody or I want to do this, that it is within my scope of practice? Is there some checklist somewhere that I can look at? Build an action plan for offering cooking focused services that empower, not prescribe. Let's get into it. Maybe not. Okay, in and out of scope of practice. Culinary. Sharing cooking demos using Epicure spices and meal kits. Spices in a jar, a spice. Teaching flavor hacks and meal prep shortcuts. Do not use the knife towards you. I'm just kidding. Guiding clients to cook more whole foods at home. Hosting spice blend workshops that focus on taste, not treat me. Make the spices up. That would be a great workshop to do. Take spices. We're bringing 4 spices. How much do you need of each one? Making our own apple pie spice today. Claiming, okay, so now out of scope of practice, which comes into the prescription portion of it, is claiming that Epicure products treat or prevent disease. These Epicure products will bring your hypertension all the way down. Said no. Recommending specific Epicure products to fix a health condition. Using Epicure to replace medical advice or nutrition prescription? Never. Failing to disclose your financial relationship as a consultant. So we must disclose what we're doing. We must not prescribe stuff. We must not make claims on things, especially about health conditions. Why? It's so out of our scope of practice. And you ever tried to back some of those? Have you looked into backing up those claims? So disclosure statement, my disclosure statement, transparent, trustworthy, and in scope. As your fitness professional, I use Epicure to help you learn easy meal prep and flavor ideas. I do not use the products to treat, diagnose, or cure any health conditions. I may earn a small commission if you buy through my link. You're free to choose what works for you. Nice, easy disclosure statement. Everybody is really comfortable with those type of disclosure statements. So what is Epicure? Epic, good food, real fast. Epicure is a Canadian affiliate sales company that sells. And I say affiliate, and I'll tell you a bit of background about it, but I say affiliate because it is coming up, launching in August as an affiliate company. And it does spice blends, meal solutions, which is recipes, blends, products. You buy the raw products. Here's the recipe. Here's the blends. Cookware, kitchen tools, prep ideas, and recipes. Epicure products are spices and seasonings, not supplements and therapeutic foods. We don't deal with that. That makes them very different from selling a protein powder or a herbal remedy. So Epicure is a company that just does the spices. And if somebody said to me, "Oh, I have an allergy. I am gluten tolerant," you could look at the label, the packaging label on the product, and it will tell you from the Canadian packaging label if it is a gluten-free product. And that brings us to, don't forget, Health Canada has changed their packaging labels to go to the front of packaging, which is one of the things that Epicure will also be doing, is that front of packaging for all of their spices and stuff. So Epicure is a Canadian company. It's just in Canada. It has gone through a multi-level marketing position, which many have. I think there was 17 during the pandemic that went through this. Don't quote me on that because I'd have to look at what they were, because they could have been very small ones. But I believe there was a double-digit amount that MLM came down, and they're going to the affiliate models, which they should be in the first place, which is a sales model. So if somebody asked me what is the difference between an MLM and an affiliate, here's what I do know so far about majority of affiliates. In an MLM, people are like, it's a pyramid. Every company you work for is a pyramid. We're not doing that. What it is we have this process where you have to buy multi-level marketing. You buy into it every quarter, whatever it is, and you buy a certain amount, and that keeps you in the game, and then you sell. That's usually what MLM is. It is that buy-in of people underneath you that keeps you and gives you commission above those people. So the more people you get selling below you, the more you get just off of it, their buy-in every year, quarter, whatever it is, whatever commission you get off of their buy-in. So that's how a lot of people are successful in multi-level marketing. And that is why many people are not so successful, because they can't get the people under them. Affiliate is a little bit different. It's based on a sales commission. It's like I make 5, 10, 15% when you buy from my link. And it's just at the same store that everybody shops at. I just get a discount. The end. Do you like that model? Is it within scope of practice? So let's look and see if Epicure is in scope of practice. We would have to look if it passes my culinary coaching scope check pass. Culinary coaching, do you like that? Selling general food products, seasonings, or cookware is not nutrition prescription. You're not diagnosing, treating, or recommending a medical product. You're offering culinary convenience, which is an everyday consumer product, not a regulated health product. And if you've gone back and you're into my 12-month fitness challenge, you will see Influence with Integrity. And we've gone through the supplement, knowing the difference between the supplement and the non-supplement health products there, and how that reaches outside our scope of practice. So here's your checklist. Here's Kim's culinary coaching scope checklist. If you can answer these 4 questions, you are good to go. Is it about cooking, not curing? Are you transparent about commission? Does it empower the client to cook for themselves? And are you staying within general healthy eating guidelines? If you can answer all those 4, you're good to go. Epicure's do's and don'ts. So in Epicure, to stay within the culinary scope check, use it as culinary education tool. I am all over educating. If we are not done with just telling people how to do things, we should be by now. Show clients how to read labels and ingredients. Help clients plan real food meals. Keep the focus on food literacy and cooking skills. Promise weight loss? No. We're done with that. No promise and no weight loss. We don't promise. And I think that's a lot of people. Like, I want to lose 2 to 5 pounds. You want to be healthy. The pound, all that just comes into line when you're healthy. So we do not want to. Just kidding. You can do as you like to, but it's not within our scope. Promise weight loss results from a specific blend. We don't want to recommend products as supplements or therapeutic food. Make health claims you don't back with credible, allowed evidence. Make sure the evidence is there. Overstep your certification. Remember, you're not a dietitian. If you're a registered dietitian, this workshop does not pertain to you. The end. Pro tip. Teach clients to spice up their meals. Don't sell them a cure. Just Epicure is the best. Epicure is best used as a tool for food literacy, meal planning, and cooking and confidence. Why? It aligns with Canada's Food Guide. What does it do? It supports more home cooking, less processed food, and diverse flavors from real ingredients. What? Why? How? Real ingredients. Health Canada, it's not just about Health Canada. It's just about eating whole foods. And it teaches food literacy. What? Why? How? I think that's pretty pro tips. And that's just information we want to share with everybody. Where it can cross. When you don't stick to education, you can share meal prep tips and how to use spices for flavor. That's all good. You can't make health claims that link Epicure to treatment, prevention, or cure diseases. You cannot do that. And transparency matters. If you earn money from Epicure, you've got to disclose it. Stay inside culinary cooking. I am kitchenology. I did have the pantry club. I'll show you. If you show them how to use the spices for easy cooking, great. If you say this Epicure product will detox your liver or this blend will treat your gut issues, that's a health claim. And that's over the line. We are seeing so much of that from unknowledgeable people. We need to slow the pace down. Epicure is well aligned with food literacy. It's exactly the type of thing that supports teaching people to cook more at home, using real food, avoiding additives, and meal planning. Those are all great things. I can think of more companies that do that. I can. Okay, I went down a rabbit hole. I could just do tons of companies, but because it changes and it's very agile, you got to go look. Companies that offer sales commission affiliate programs for food-related products. Vitamix. Who knew people were doing well off of selling a blender? Huh! Sell the Vitamix. What is it? It's a tool, right? Vitamix Canada, supporting whole food cooking and smoothing, and its affiliate marketing. Just commission. The Spice Age. Sells a variety of spice blends, dip mixes, salad dressings, and specialty salts. Supporting whole food, its affiliate marketing. It's pretty cool too. Spice Age, Vitamix, Epicure. How about cooking wear? How about branding some cooking wear? What about next? How can we make revenue streams for nutrition off of culinary convenience, culinary cooking, culinary education, culinary cookbooks? I've done digital downloads. Yep, I've sold digital downloads. Cooking classes. Yep, cooking classes. Done cooking classes. Sold to groups in cooking classes, two-way cooking classes. Cooking tools. If you've seen me online, you see me doing all this. Kitchenware. Putting on my kitchen apron that is good for the 7-foot person and it's good for the 4'8" person as well. So my love, right? What can we do? Let's think of some ideas. We all clean our kitchens. We all use cloths. We would like eco-friendly cleaning. Can anybody think of any companies that might be eco-cleaning, eco-kitchen that are affiliate? That's something. Do you want to create your own brand in cups, in cooking cups, and give them to your clients? That's a revenue stream, right? Culinary cooking, here we come. Can we do cookbooks? Sure. Like there's so many options. Culinary. Let's get into the culinary. Let's get off of the counting. I've used this quote, I think, forever. I have been cooking Since I was 5 and a half, standing at the stove cooking porridge for my three older sisters as they went off to the bus, I've been cooking that long. Do I have to like let my age out? You probably all know it anyway. So, 57. Think about that. No one is born a great cook. One learns from doing. One learns from doing. My claim to fame is myself doing all of my work and having two generations of case studies. Okay? While you look at these cute little pictures, let me tell you about the two generations of case studies. I am a whole food cooker, and I've always had people come into my home, and I have done my best to always introduce people to whole foods. One, that they will like, looks appealing, they'll eat, but also to create a little bit of conversation around that. Well, when you raise other individuals that are active, they are hungry and they want to eat, and they are eating a lot of stuff. Are they eating ultra processed food that we see out there in the world all the time? Absolutely. Can we do good in our homes and help to show them and teach them those practices? Absolutely. Well, I have a 24-year-old gone through all of the systems of life and living, with opportunities of living at home, on own, all of that going on, convenience and cooking. And I am here to tell you that as they grow into adults, that cooking becomes something that once they see for 24 or 25 years, they tend to pick up as a habit. And he can cook. And I'm pretty proud of that he can put some meals together and do that quite well. And he can read the labels and go, oh, we should not be eating that. Why are we eating that? What's your label? Was that blue or blue? It's pretty cool. So I do know that when we educate them and when we put people time under tension, which means give them more time of the same education and keep repeating that, like these lovely chicken pieces with these tomatoes and these peppers and the chicken souvlaki, that we can make a difference. If we can run a 12-week challenge in a pantry club that teaches culinary cooking, we can make a difference. Why? Because we can guide and support food people, right? So there we are in that was my original kitchen. I started doing cooking classes. There it is. I had no idea what I was doing. None. And here I am today, still doing the same thing and loving every minute of it, sharing with my clients, knowing I'm out here making a difference and making passive income on the side with that. So that is my workshop for everybody. Workshop. Ideas. Let's get into just a couple ideas before I let you go here. I want to talk deep because I have my notes here. I want to look a little bit at culinary so you understand this a bit. Culinary has dimensions to it, just like wellness dimensions. Isn't that awesome? Artistic, scientific, cultural, and practical. Artistic, scientific, cultural, and practical. If I can leave you with a deep dive into culinary, go look at the dimensions of culinary cooking, just like we did with the wellness. So Kim Bond, Coach Kim, out. I hope you got something out of it. Look into all the different ways that you can add all of these great integrity-based options into your scope of practice for nutrition. Kim Bond, True Northwest Academy. You know where to follow me. I will see you on the next workshop. Have a great day. Kim Bond out.